Welcome everybody, I'm Stu Johnworth, and this is the Nightly Show. Tonight we're going to give you an exclusive look into the feral world of stage lighting. From the mid-1500s to the present day, the world has experienced many changes in the way we set the mood of the everyday stage performances. Please welcome with me tonight our first guest, Sebastiano Serlio. How's it going, sir?
Hey, how you doing?
Nice to see you. All the way from 1545. What's going on?
Buongiorno.
Buongiorno. Tell me about yourself and some of the contributions you've made in the history of stage lighting.
Well, I was born in Bologna, Italy on September 6, 1475. I'm really old right now. Everyone pretty much primarily known for my architectural designs, setting up theaters throughout Italy for most of my life, but I also helped with the lighting effects during the 16th century and reinventing that.
All right. So it was told that you were the originator of colored stage lighting. Describe that process to me a little bit.
Well, what I would do is I would take candles and I would place bottles in front of them, and I would usually fill them with different liquids with different colors. Okay. And the result being it would intensify by putting bright basins for reflectors behind the candles. So I'd set the bases behind the candles and it would reflect that through the bottle, so therefore it would eliminate a bright color.
Okay. All right, well, it looks like that's all the time we have today on our show with Sebastiano. Thanks for coming, man.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Right,
I have a date with a woman in a corset and a lot of hair on my legs. Thanks for having me on the show.
That's our man.
In October of 1815, gaslighting was introduced in the Olympic Theater, and they had a dramatic impression on the public. People enjoyed the gas lamps because they were not only in front of the stage, but also on the side of the stage. Their effect is that they appear suddenly from the dark, and it resembles light. Gaslighting spread through Europe quickly and eventually made its way into the United States with the Chestnut Street Theater in Philadelphia. They were the first to use the system in 1816, and 4 years later, they would actually cause the fire that burnt the theater down. Boston to New Orleans still adopted gaslight systems because of their effectiveness. An advantage of gaslighting was the ability to control dimming of the lights from a light board which controlled the amount of gas that flowed through the valves. The more gas, the more light. All right, time to talk about strobe lights. It's 1931 and Harold Eugene Egerton is looking for easier ways to study moving objects and objects in flight. It would take a lamp capable of flashing on and off hundreds of times a second, making moving objects look like they were stopping or slowing down. These lights were first used for purposes with machinery. They are also today used on emergency vehicles, clubs, and theaters. For example, Ken Kesey used strobe lights coordinated with the Grateful Dead music during his famous acid tests. Strobe lights are used for effects during the show, performances, and live events to give the illusion of slow motion and other effects. Strobe lights are mainly enjoyed by kids tripping LSD. Alright, everybody help me get a warm welcome to my friends Mike Smiley and the cast of Bass Lighter.
How's it going, sir?
Two pronounced lighting directors. Alright, Andy, what's going on, man?
How you doing, buddy?
So, tell me what it is exactly that you do.
I am a light designer for Bass Nectar at his shows.
Alright, and can you give me a basic idea of how that's run, how you set up lights for the Bass Nectar show?
Well, his set's really intricate. We have every single light in the show has its own address, kind of like an IP address. So we're able to send signals to each light during the show to change what we want the light to do.
Alright, so take me through a process of actually running a light show for Bass Nectar.
Well, there's two types of running the show. The first is what we call in the lighting business business. Punting. Punting's like operating the lights like an artist. You're kind of improvising. You're kind of changing the direction of the lights as the show goes on. You're kind of adapting it to the song, kind of getting the feel of the crowd, and kind of moving with that. And then the other one is called cue stacking, which is pretty much a predefined decision that the lights are making. So like a cue stack that we would have for bass nectar's lights, it would be already pre-set up. So he would have a track that he would play, and we would cue stack that track with the light show that we would want to happen with that song, and it would happen by itself completely automatically.
Mike Smaller, we got Mike here. You do lighting for Destroyed. How does this differ? How do you do your lights different than Andy with bass nectar?
Well, Destroyed's lights are 100% on cue stacking. I spend about 20 hours of work for each show. It typically takes about 2 hours to work on 60 seconds of light.
So when Destroyed plays, they use these suits with lights on them. Tell me about this. How does it work?
Well, the suits are pretty cool, actually. They actually require so much power that we had to use an external battery source for them. And doesn't just like turn on the lights for the suit. It actually helps them move around because they're carrying around so much weight. It'll be hard for them to move their arms. Yeah, it's real heavy, man.
I think get me in one of those suits.
Jesus Christ, this fucking shit. I never would have thought these guys got John Stewart's got it tough.